Everyone wants to achieve success, but many get stuck wondering where to begin. The truth is, great things start with simple steps, taken consistently. It's not about luck or sudden breakthroughs. It's about building habits, making smart choices, and thinking in a way that moves you forward. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by big goals or unsure how to turn dreams into reality, this message is for you. You'll learn how to focus on what matters, take control of your progress, and act with confidence even when the path isn't clear. This isn't just about ideas. It's about practical ways to develop a mindset that leads to real, lasting results. Stick around to discover the mindset secrets that shape how successful people think, act, and keep pushing forward every single day. Let's get started. Number 1, dream beyond limits and focus on practical daily steps. If you're going to make a real difference in your life, you must begin by allowing yourself to dream beyond the limits you've accepted for too long. Most people live their whole lives thinking small because they believe small is safe. But small dreams don't wake you up in the morning. Small dreams don't keep you going when things get hard. Small dreams don't inspire action. You've got to be willing to picture something bigger than what's in front of you today. Something that stretches you, something that makes you uncomfortable, because that's where real growth happens. But here's the key most people miss. Dreaming big isn't enough. Wishing is not a plan, and life doesn't reward those who only wish. It rewards those who work. That's why the second part of this mindset is just as important as the first. You must focus on practical daily steps. Don't just sit and think about success. Get up and do something that brings you closer to it. Most people want to start big. They want to make a huge change overnight. But the truth is, real change doesn't happen in one big leap. It's the result of small actions repeated day after day. That's what builds character. That's what builds discipline. And eventually that's what builds success. You don't climb a mountain in one step. You climb it one step at a time. And every step matters. If you want to change your life, the first thing you need to do is define exactly what you want. Be honest with yourself. What do you want your life to look like 5 years from now? How do you want to live? Who do you want to become? Think bigger than your surroundings. Don't let your current situation limit your thinking. Your bank account today is not your future. Your failures are not your destiny. And your past is not a prediction of what's possible for you. Once you've got that big dream clear in your mind, bring it down to earth. Ask yourself, what can I do today that moves me 1 inch closer? It might be reading for 20 minutes. It might be waking up an hour earlier. It might be cutting one bad habit out of your routine. It doesn't have to be impressive. It just has to be real. You see, dreaming big gives you direction, but taking small steps gives you momentum. And once you've got momentum, everything changes. It's like a wheel turning. At first, it's hard to move, but keep pushing and eventually the wheel spins on its own. That's what practical steps do. They keep you moving when motivation fades, because motivation comes and goes, but habits, those stay. People often say they don't have time, but time isn't the issue. Focus is the issue. Energy is the issue. You've got 24 hours like everyone else, but how you use those hours, that's what separates the successful from the stuck. You've got to stop wasting energy on things that don't take you anywhere. Cut out distractions, cut out excuses, and stop waiting for the right time. The right time is now. Do you know what separates those who succeed from those who stay the same year after year? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not even intelligence. It's the ability to stay focused on the process. Even when the results are not visible yet. The ability to show up and do the work when it's boring, when it's quiet, when nobody's clapping. That's the secret. Showing up when it's hard. Showing up when it's not exciting. Showing up when no one is watching. And you've got to believe that those daily efforts count, because they do. If you go to the gym once, nothing changes. But if you go 5 times a week for 6 months, your body changes. Your mindset changes. It's the same with every goal. Small things, done consistently, create big results. And most people quit right before things start to work. They give up too soon. Don't be that person. Stay in the game. You also have to protect your mind. What you feed your brain every day shapes your beliefs. If you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, you'll act like it. But if you tell yourself that you're growing, you're learning, you're improving, you'll start acting differently. Your mind will begin to shift. So talk to yourself like someone who matters. Encourage yourself. Guide yourself like a good mentor would. Because you're with yourself every day, and what you say to yourself is powerful. And remember, the rich, the successful, the fulfilled, they all started somewhere. Most of them started small. They didn't have all the answers. They didn't wait until everything was perfect. They took the first step, then the next. What you see now is the result of years of discipline, years of trial and error, years of effort. Most people never saw, but it began the same way it can begin for you, with a decision to think bigger and take action today. Every day is a chance to move closer. Every hour is a chance to invest in your dream. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, something is. Growth happens in silence. Progress builds under pressure, and confidence is born through doing what needs to be done. Not once, but repeatedly. When you feel tired, remind yourself why you started. When you feel lost, go back to your dream. Picture it again. Feel what it would be like to reach it. Then look at your day and ask, what is one small thing I can do today that gets me closer? Maybe it's writing one page, making one call, studying for 1 hour, saving a little money, turning off your phone and conscience for 30 minutes. That's how it happens. Slowly, quietly, but surely. And when others are wasting time, you're building. When others are complaining, you're improving. When others are waiting, you're moving. That's what sets you apart. That's what builds real confidence. Not words, not dreams, but action. You don't need to do everything in one day. Just do something small, something meaningful, and do it again tomorrow. Because every great life was built on days like this one. Not flashy days, not loud days, just ordinary days filled with small intentional actions. And the more you do this, the stronger you become. You build strength you didn't know you had. You build self-respect. You begin to trust yourself. And that's worth more than any prize or praise. Because once you believe in your ability to follow through, there's nothing you can't build. You have one life. Don't waste it living small. Think beyond your limits. Make your dreams so clear that it becomes your standard. And then meet that standard every single day with action that matters. Number 2, create small habits that build lasting success every day. Success is not a result of one big event. It's not something that happens overnight. It comes from the things you do regularly, the choices you make when nobody's watching, and the actions you repeat until they become part of who you are. If you want long-term success, you need to build habits that support your goals. And you need to do it every single day. Big goals are achieved through small daily habits that seem unimportant in the moment, but make all the difference in the long run. Most people are waiting for motivation before they act. But the truth is, motivation is not reliable. Some days you feel it, some days you don't. What's reliable is the system you build through your habits. When your habits are strong, you don't need to rely on willpower. You don't need to talk yourself into doing the work. You just do it because it has become part of your routine. Habits shape your identity. Every time you do something productive, you're proving to yourself that you are disciplined, focused, and committed. And every time you skip the things you know you should do, you send a different message to yourself. That's why you can't leave it to chance. You must be intentional about the habits you choose to build, because they either push you forward or hold you back. Start with one habit. Keep it small. Don't overwhelm yourself with 10 changes at once. Choose one thing that will make a real difference, and do it daily. It could be waking up early, reading for 30 minutes, planning your day before it begins, writing down your goals every morning, exercising for just 15 minutes. These are not dramatic actions. They're simple, but they create discipline. They build self-control. And over time, they add up to something powerful. Small habits work because they're sustainable. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. The goal is not to impress anyone. The goal is to build a foundation that lasts. The most successful people are not those who work hard for one day. They are the ones who stay consistent over time. They develop routines, and stick to them whether they feel like it or not. You don't need a perfect plan to begin. You need to begin with one thing and stick with it. Let that one thing become automatic. Then build on it. When one habit becomes part of your daily life, add another. Stack your habits. Grow them one at a time. This is how real lasting change happens. Every day is a chance to practice discipline, a chance to follow through on the promises you made to yourself. And those small wins matter. They build your self-confidence. They give you evidence that you can trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, you stop hesitating. You stop doubting. You start acting with purpose. Habits also protect your energy. You don't have to think about what to do next when your habits guide your day. You don't waste time deciding whether or not to do the right thing. You just do it. That clarity saves time. It saves energy, and it lets you focus on what matters most. When you build good habits, you build structure into your life, and structure leads to progress. Structure helps you stay focused when distractions come. It helps you keep going when your emotions try to take over. Because not every day will be easy. There will be setbacks. There will be disappointments. But habits give you something solid to stand on when things get hard. And you don't need anyone's approval to build these habits. You don't need permission. You don't need an audience. All you need is a decision to show up for yourself, a decision to stop making excuses, a decision to take control of your time and use it well. You can create habits that bring peace into your life, habits that reduce stress, habits that improve your focus, habits that help you earn more, learn more, and grow faster. And it doesn't take a dramatic lifestyle change to get started. It just takes doing the right thing one more time than you do the wrong thing. One no action repeated until it becomes your new normal. Don't wait until the beginning of a new week. Don't wait until everything is perfectly lined up. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Start today. And if you miss a day, get back to it the next day. One missed day doesn't erase all your progress, but quitting does. That's why consistency is more important than perfection. Be honest with yourself about what needs to change. Write it down. Create a system to follow. Set reminders. Track your progress. Make it easy to win. Set yourself up for success by removing the obstacles in your way. If your phone is a distraction, put it away while you work. If you waste time at night, set a bedtime alarm. Make your environment support your goals, not fight them. Success isn't a mystery. It's built through your choices. It's built through your actions. And those actions come from your habit. If you want to be successful in the future, act like the person you want to become today. Build the habits that person would have. Practice being that person now. No one sees the habits you practice in silence. No one sees you staying disciplined when it would be easier to give in. But those are the moments that count the most. That's where your future is being shaped. In the daily routine. In the things that look ordinary from the outside but are building something strong inside you. You can choose the habits that serve you. You can let go of the ones that hold you back. It won't happen all at once, but it will happen. One step, one day, one habit at a time. And with each new habit, you're building a life of clarity, control, and confidence. A life built on intention. A life built to last. Number 3, commit fully to your vision no matter the challenge. When you set a vision for your life, it has to be clear enough that you can see it when no one else does. It must be real in your mind. Even before the world gives you any signs, it's possible. Your vision has to be strong enough that you stay connected to it on the days when everything feels like it's going against you. This is what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. Complete commitment, even in the face of struggle, discomfort, and delay. Most people stop when it gets tough. Most people back down when they meet resistance. But real change, real progress, only happens when you make a promise to yourself that you will follow through no matter how hard it gets. You can't commit halfway. You can't treat your goals like a hobby and expect them to grow. You've got to go all in. You've got to decide that your future matters more than your fears, that your purpose means more than your comfort. Because the truth is, you will be tested. Life will check if you really want it. You'll face setbacks. You'll be misunderstood. You'll be overlooked. And in those moments, the only thing that will keep you going is your decision to stay true to your vision. Commitment doesn't mean working when you feel like it. It means showing up even when you don't. It means doing the work when nobody is watching. It means saying no to things that don't align with your direction. You can't say yes to your dream while living like you don't mean it. You can't expect to rise if your actions stay low. You've got to make choices that match your goal. When things are difficult, people will tell you to lower your expectations. But you're not here to shrink your vision to fit the world. You're here to rise to the level of your vision. And that takes daily discipline. It takes sacrifice. It takes pushing through fear, fatigue, and failure, because those things will come. But your job is to stay grounded in your vision and keep going. Your vision has to be personal. It can't be something you copied from someone else. It has to be yours. Something that moves you deeply. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, you don't quit easily. You don't give up at the first sign of struggle. You remind yourself of the reason you started, and you press forward. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when progress feels slow, when the results don't match the effort. Those are the moments when most people stop believing. But if you can keep going through those times, you build strength, you build character, and that strength stays with you long after the challenge is over. Nobody else can carry your vision for you. Nobody else can believe in it for you. You've got to protect it. You've got to fight for it. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you reinforce your commitment. Every time you stay focused when it would be easier to drift, you build more trust in yourself. Challenges are not there to stop you. They're there to shape you. They bring out the parts of you that you didn't know you had. Resilience, patience, focus. These don't show up when life is easy. They grow through pressure. You have to lean into that pressure. You have to stop asking for the path to be easier and start asking for the strength to keep moving. When you commit fully, you stop looking for shortcuts. You stop hoping for someone to save you. You realize that no one is coming. It's on you, and that's not something to fear. That's something to own. Because once you take full responsibility, you take full control. And when you take control, nothing can pull you completely off course. Not failure, not delay, not rejection. Commitment is not just a word, it's a way of living. It shows up in how you speak to yourself, in how you carry yourself, in how you react when plans fall apart. If your actions still match your vision on the bad days, you're truly committed. If your routine doesn't change when your mood does, you're building something strong. People around you might not understand your level of commitment. They might think you're being too intense or too focused. Let them think that. You're not here to meet their expectations. You're here to fulfill your purpose, and that requires tuning out the noise. It requires choosing long-term reward over short-term pleasure. Every time you stay aligned with your vision, even when it's hard, you prove to yourself that you're ready for the life you're working toward. You're not just wishing for it, you're preparing for it. You're earning it. And over time, that commitment becomes your advantage. Because most people stop. Most people fold under pressure. But not you. You're still standing. You're still moving. You can have a powerful vision and still feel fear. That's normal. What matters is what you do with that fear. Do you let it control you, or do you keep walking through it? The more you choose to move forward, in spite of fear, the smaller that fear becomes. It loses power every time you act in the direction of your vision. You have to set boundaries around your energy. Don't waste time explaining your path to those who don't understand. Don't look for approval from people who don't share your goals. Protect your time. Protect your focus. Protect your commitment. That is how you stay grounded when life tries to shake you. Even if nobody believes in your dream right now, you can still believe in it. That's enough. That belief, backed by action, is how movements begin. It's how great stories are written. You don't need applause. You need consistency. You don't need attention. You need endurance. You will have days when it feels like nothing is working. Days when progress is invisible. But every effort you make is doing something. It's changing you. It's shaping you into the kind of person who can handle the future you're building. Don't throw that away because it's hard. Lean into it. Keep doing the work that others avoid. Keep trusting the process when you're not sure it's working. Keep showing up when you'd rather stop. Keep acting like your future depends on what you do today, because it does. And as long as you refuse to quit, you're still in the game. You're still growing. You're still becoming the person who can carry that vision all the way to the finish. Number 4, Practice financial responsibility to grow wealth steadily and surely. Wealth is not built by luck or chance. It's built by decisions. Every financial decision you make either builds your future or drains it. Financial responsibility means living with discipline and being honest about where your money goes. It means choosing control over impulse. It's not about being rich overnight. It's about building a system that helps your money work for you instead of against you. Most people spend money to look successful, but the truly successful are careful, intentional, and focused on long-term gain, not short-term image. Start by being aware. Track everything. Know exactly how much you earn and exactly how much you spend. When you understand your habits, you see where the leaks are. You see the small, unnecessary expenses that seem harmless, but add up over time. Awareness is power. When you take control of your finances, you take control of your future. Separate wants from need. You don't need the latest phone, the newest clothes, or another subscription. What you need is stability. What you need is peace of mind. That comes from spending less than you earn and being smart with the difference. Wealth is built not by how much you make, but by how much you keep and grow. You can make average income and still become wealthy if you manage it wisely. Pay yourself first. Before you spend a single dollar, set money aside. Even if it's a small amount, do it consistently. This is not just a habit. It's a message to yourself. It says your future matters. It says you value what you're building. Make saving automatic. Set it up so you don't have to think about it. Remove the temptation to skip it. If you only save what's left after spending, there will be nothing left. Live below your means. It's not about being cheap. It's about being smart. It's about refusing to let your lifestyle rise with your income. Most people make more money and immediately increase their expenses. That cycle keeps them broke. The ones who win are the ones who hold the line. They keep their costs low and let their money grow. They stay patient while others chase appearance over substance. Eliminate debt. Interest is the price you pay for not being prepared. Avoid debt that doesn't produce value. Avoid borrowing to impress. If you already have debt, make a plan to get rid of it. List what you owe. Set a fixed payment schedule. Attack the highest interest balances first. Every payment you make brings freedom closer. Every dollar you save on interest is a dollar you can invest. Debt slows you down. Freedom speeds you up. Build an emergency fund. Life is full of surprises. Car trouble, medical bills, family emergencies. These are not just possibilities. They are eventual realities. Prepare for them. Set money aside that you do not touch, unless it's truly an emergency. This isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It keeps you from going backward when life throws challenges your way. 3 to 6 months of living expenses can keep you steady when the unexpected happens. Learn about money. Don't wait for someone else to teach you. Read books. Watch trusted sources. Ask questions. The more you learn, the more confidence you build. Financial knowledge turns fear into clarity. It helps you make better decisions. It helps you avoid traps. No one is born understanding money. Everyone has to learn it. The difference is some people decide to take it seriously, and others avoid it until it's too late. Invest early. Time is the most powerful tool in building wealth. The earlier you start, the more you benefit from compound growth. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to start. A basic investment in a long-term index fund, done consistently over years, can change your entire financial future. Don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait for a huge amount to invest. Start with what you have. Build the habit first. The growth will follow. Make your money serve your goals. Every dollar should have a job. Don't let money sit idle. Don't let it flow aimlessly. Use it to improve your life. Use it to create freedom. Use it to build options. You need clear goals and the discipline to move toward them every day. Whether it's buying a home, starting a business, or retiring early, other people's spending is not your responsibility. What someone else drives, wears, or posts online has nothing to do with your journey. Stay focused on your own numbers. Stay focused on your own values. Chasing status will drain your account and your peace of mind. Living with purpose builds both. Review your finances often. Don't set it and forget it. Look at your progress every week. Make adjustments. Celebrate small wins. Fix mistakes quickly. A simple check-in can prevent big problems. You're not just managing numbers. You're managing your habits, your direction, and your peace of mind. Protect your income. Increase your skills. Become valuable in the marketplace. The more you grow, the more opportunities you create. Don't settle for one stream of income if you can build more. But as your intake grows, keep your habits strong. Don't increase your spending just because you can. Let your discipline grow with your earnings. Teach others what you learn. Talk about money with your family. Share good habits with your children. Pass on wisdom. The financial habits you build today affect more than just you. They impact generations. Be the one who breaks the cycle of poverty, waste, or chaos. Be the one who creates clarity and strength. Money is not the goal. Freedom is. Options are. Peace. But all of those things require financial responsibility. You don't get there by chance. You get there by daily choices, by practicing control, by thinking long-term. Every purchase you make is a step in a direction. Choose the direction carefully. Choose with awareness. Choose with intention. You can't change the past, but you can take charge of today. You can make the next decision a good one. You can take the next step with clarity. No matter how far behind you feel, you are not stuck. You can turn it around, one decision at a time, one good habit at a time, one day at a time. That's how wealth is built. That's how strength is earned. That's how you grow. Number 5. Develop patience to handle setbacks without losing momentum. You're going to face problems. That's just part of trying to do something worthwhile. The question is not whether setbacks will come. The question is whether you're going to let them stop you or slow you down. When you commit to something bigger than comfort, challenges will show up. There will be days you feel like nothing is moving. You'll make progress one week, then face a wall the next. And in those moments, your patience will be tested. Not your talent, not your ideas, your patience. You must develop the kind of patience that stays strong when results are delayed. That kind of patience doesn't come naturally to most of us. It comes from practice, from going through moments where things don't go your way and refusing to quit. It's not passive. It's not about waiting around. It's active. It's about continuing even when things don't seem to be working. Most people give up not because they lack skill, but because they lack endurance. They want immediate results. They want fast validation. But success doesn't come fast. It comes through long days, repeated effort, and showing up even when progress feels invisible. Patience keeps you grounded when emotions try to take over. It helps you avoid mistakes that come from acting too fast or quitting too early. You've got to build the muscle of staying calm under pressure. When things fall apart, don't react with frustration. Respond with direction. Ask yourself what the situation is trying to teach you. Slow progress doesn't mean no progress. Delays don't mean failure. It only means the road is still unfolding. The ones who win are not always the most talented. They're the ones who hold their ground when things go quiet. Patience also helps you maintain clarity. Without it, your mind starts playing tricks on you. You start doubting the path, doubting yourself, and imagining that nothing will ever work. But when you've trained yourself to be steady, you can focus on the work, not just the outcome. You can stick with the plan instead of abandoning it when results aren't instant. Setbacks are not personal attacks. They are part of the process. Every person who built something meaningful had to go through struggle. They faced rejection, failure, slow growth, but they stuck with it. They didn't let temporary pain take away long-term purpose. They kept moving forward. And that forward motion is what made the difference. One of the most powerful habits you can build is the habit of finishing what you start. When you start a task, don't just do it when it feels exciting. Stick with it when it feels routine. Stick with it when it feels frustrating. Keep your word to yourself. That consistency is where confidence is built. When you know you won't give up at the first sign of discomfort, you become stronger. You become dependable. You stop second-guessing and start moving with conviction. Learn to see setbacks as signals. They're not signs that you're off track. They're signs that you're stretching, growing, and moving into new territory. They show you what still needs work. They push you to look deeper, think smarter, and act with more purpose. When you develop the patience to face these setbacks without breaking down, you grow into someone who can handle success. Momentum isn't just about speed, it's about consistency. You don't have to move fast every day. You just have to keep moving. Patience gives you the strength to keep going when everything feels slow. It helps you push through when motivation dips. You don't need to feel fired up every moment. You just need to keep doing the work, especially on the days you don't feel like. Sometimes you'll need to step back, not because you're read up, but because you're giving space. Space to think, space to breathe, space to adjust your plan without abandoning it. Patience allows you to pause without losing purpose. It helps you stay connected to your vision while giving yourself room to grow. Don't measure your success by speed. Measure it by direction. Are you still moving forward? Are you still showing up? Then you're building something. It may not look like much today. It may not impress anyone yet. But brick by brick, day by day, you're creating something others won't see until it's done. And by then you'll already know the value, because you've lived every part of the journey. People who quit early often look back with regret. They remember the moment they walked away and wonder what would have happened if they had just waited a little longer. Don't be that person. Be the one who stays the course. Be the one who says, "It's hard, but I'm still going." That strength will take you places talent alone can. It's not about forcing everything to happen faster. It's about trusting yourself to handle the journey at the speed it unfolds. You don't control the pace of results, but you do control the pace of effort. You decide whether you keep showing up. You decide whether you keep learning. You decide whether a delay discourages you or deepens your discipline. Even when nothing seems to be happening, your effort matters. The habits you build in quiet seasons shape who you become in the loud one. How you respond when things slow down is a better test of character than how you behave when everything goes your way. Develop the kind of patience that doesn't need applause or immediate results to stay focused. Surround yourself with reminders of your long-term vision. Keep your goals visible. Read your reasons every morning. Remind yourself why you started. This helps you keep your emotions in check. It brings you back to the deeper purpose behind your actions. When you know where you're going, it's easier to wait and work for it. If you get knocked down, get up slowly and with intention. Don't rush. Don't panic. Stand, reset, and take the next step. That's how you keep your momentum. You don't have to sprint. You just have to keep moving. That's the discipline. That's the strength. That's the mindset that separates those who talk from those who build. Number 6, embrace learning and improve yourself before expecting results. If you want life to give you more, you have to become more. The first thing you must understand is that results are not handed out based on desire. They're given to those who prepare. And preparation begins with learning. You cannot expect success to find you if you have not first worked on yourself. The key is to focus more on becoming the kind of person who deserves results than on chasing results without the foundation to hold them. Too many people want the rewards without the readiness. They want income before skills, recognition before discipline, progress before personal growth. But the world does not work that way. If you want lasting success, if you want real fulfillment, You must choose to learn before you earn. You must decide to improve yourself every single day, even if the world has not yet rewarded your effort. You start by being honest with yourself. Ask where your weaknesses are. Where do you need more knowledge? Where do you lack consistency? Where do you fall short? Not because of bad luck, but because you haven't taken the time to grow. When you answer those questions truthfully, you give yourself a place to begin. You stop pretending and start building. Learning isn't always exciting. Sometimes it's repetitive. Sometimes it feels slow. But every time you read a book, listen to someone wiser, or practice a new skill, you invest in your future. You're shaping the person who will be capable of handling more. Without that preparation, even if success shows up, you won't be able to keep it. You must learn from both success and failure. When things go wrong, don't get bitter. Get better. Don't blame others. Look at what you could have done differently. There's a lesson in every mistake if you're humble enough to see it. That humility is what separates those who grow from those who repeat the same cycle year after year. Don't wait for someone else to push you. Develop the habit of pushing yourself to learn even when no one is watching. Read one more chapter. Take one more note. Practice one more time. This mindset builds your value, and value is what the world responds to. If you want to be more valuable in your work, in your relationships, in your goals, then learn more and become more. Improving yourself is the most secure investment you can ever make. The money you spend on your growth will come back to you multiplied. The time you give to learning will pay you for the rest of your life. But the improvement must be daily. Not once in a while, not when you're in the mood, but every single day. Find one way to sharpen your mind, improve your attitude, or increase your capacity. Growth doesn't always come from formal education. It comes from paying attention to life, watching what works and what doesn't, asking questions when you don't understand, seeking mentors, studying success. If someone else has done something you wanted to, don't just admire them, study them. Find out what habits they developed, what they read, how they handled problems. Then use that information to shape your own path. You must also protect what you learn. Don't just collect knowledge. Apply it. Use it in your actions. Try it in your work. Teach it to others. That's how learning becomes real. When you use it, it becomes a part of you. If you keep learning without using, the value stays in your notebook and never shows up in your life. Every small improvement adds up. If you grow just a little every week, in 1 year, you will be ahead of most people who only talk about changing. Most people want the shortcut. They want the secret. But the truth is, the secret is simple. Keep learning and keep improving, even when the results are not immediate. You must believe in growth before the world believes in you. You cannot wait for someone else to validate your effort. You must validate it yourself. When you look in the mirror, you should be able to say, I'm working on myself. I'm becoming stronger. I'm becoming wiser. That belief keeps you grounded while others drift. Avoid comparison. Don't measure your worth against someone else's result. You don't know how much time they've spent learning, how many setbacks they've overcome, or how much they've changed themselves to get where they are. Focus on your journey. Focus on the next step you can take to become better than you were yesterday. Patience is a major part of growth. Results don't show up the day after you decide to change. They take time, but they do come. And when they do, you'll be ready, because you've built the strength, the knowledge, and the character to handle them. That's the difference between chasing results and being the kind of person who attracts them. Even when no one claps, improve. Even when no one sees your effort, improve. Even when progress feels invisible, improve. Because you're not doing it for attention. You're doing it to raise your standards. You're doing it to build a version of yourself that you can be proud of. That internal pride is more powerful than any external reward. Make time every day to sharpen your thinking. Challenge your beliefs. Question your habits. Upgrade the way you speak. Study your finances. Learn how to communicate better. Improve your health. Expand your discipline. These are the quiet, often invisible steps that make loud changes over time. Success doesn't rush. It waits for you to become ready. And the only way to become ready is to keep learning and keep working on yourself. The more you grow, the more capable you become. And the more capable you are, the more life opens up to you. Not because of luck, but because of who you've become. Number 7. Act with confidence. Even when opportunities seem unclear. You don't need perfect conditions to take the first step. What you need is a solid belief in your ability to figure things out along the way. Too many people wait until everything is clear, every detail is in place, and every doubt is erased before they act. But life rarely offers that kind of certainty. The truth is, progress starts when you decide to move, even if the full path isn't visible yet. Waiting for perfect clarity often leads to inaction, and inaction leads to frustration. What builds your life is movement, and confidence fuels that movement. Confidence is not arrogance. It's not pretending to know everything. It's the decision to trust yourself. It's saying, I might not know how this ends, but I'll start anyway. This mindset changes how you walk, how you talk, how you face the unknown. It's the quiet strength that comes from choosing to show up, especially when you don't have all the answers. The people who move forward in life are the ones who act, even when the direction isn't fully mapped out. They don't wait for guarantees. They take the tools they have and begin building. And when something doesn't work, they don't freeze. They adjust. They adapt. They keep moving. That's confidence. Not in circumstances, but in themselves. If you hesitate every time something feels uncertain, you'll stay in the same spot for years. There will always be doubts. There will always be missing pieces. But you're not powerless. You can make decisions. You can take action. You can learn through movement. Confidence grows when you take responsibility for the next step, even if the step after that is still hidden. Start where you are with what you have. If you've got an idea, test it. If there's a job opening, apply. If there's a conversation you need to have, start it. Don't wait until you're 100% ready. You'll rarely feel that way. Instead, build readiness through experience. Confidence doesn't show up before you act. It often shows up because you acted. Trust is built when you see yourself follow through. When you say you're going to do something and you do it, you begin to believe in your own word. That belief becomes your foundation. And from that foundation, you begin to handle more. When others doubt, you stand. When things shift, you adjust. Because you know you've done it before. That's what confidence feels like. It's earned through consistent, courageous action. Sometimes the opportunity won't look perfect. It might feel messy. It might feel too soon. But don't let fear convince you that unclear means impossible. Many successful people started with less than you. What they had was the courage to begin and the discipline to continue. They didn't wait for full certainty. They created momentum and clarity as they moved. You have to understand that clarity is often a reward for taking action, not a requirement before it. The more you move, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more confident you become. That cycle builds strength, but you break the cycle if you stay stuck in fear. Fear wants you to pause. Confidence pushes you forward. Choose confidence even when your voice shakes. Confidence is also about preparation. If you're working on your skills every day, you'll have fewer doubts when action is required. If you're feeding your mind with solid principles, you'll have stronger instincts when choices arise. And when you feel stuck, ask yourself, what do I already know that I can use today? That question shifts your mind from helpless to capable. People follow those who act. They trust those who move with purpose. If you want to lead, whether it's in business, family, or life, you need to show that you can take initiative, even when things are unsure. Leadership doesn't mean knowing everything. It means taking the first step when others are afraid. And that step is what creates trust. Every time you hesitate, ask yourself, what's the cost of waiting? Sometimes the cost is an opportunity you'll never see again. Sometimes it's lost time you'll never get back. And sometimes it's a hit to your own belief in yourself. If you constantly freeze when things are unclear, you start to doubt your ability to take charge. But when you take action, even in small ways, you rebuild that belief. Acting with confidence is a decision you can make at any moment. It doesn't require permission. It doesn't require applause. It only requires a commitment to keep going, Despite the uncertainty, life respects that. And eventually life starts opening up in ways you couldn't predict. Your future is shaped by what you do today, not by what you wait for. If something feels right deep down, move on it. If a door opens, walk through it. Don't let doubt block your direction. The truth is, most people miss their moment. Not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they hesitated when they should have moved. Don't let that be your story. The rich mindset acts. It doesn't overanalyze. It evaluates and executes. It understands that not everything will be clear. But you don't need perfect information to take the next step. Start where you stand, trust your preparation, and make your move. You will grow stronger with every action. You will learn faster with every try, and you will see more possibilities. Because you had the courage to move when others froze. Confidence is built, not born. And the building blocks are your choices. Each time you choose courage over comfort, each time you choose to act rather than overthink, you strengthen the muscle of confidence. That muscle will carry you through the unknown and make you ready for opportunities most people will never even notice. Number 8, use time wisely. By prioritizing what moves you forward, time is the most valuable resource you have. It cannot be earned back once it's gone. Every moment that passes is a moment you will never get again. How you spend your time shapes your future. Choosing where to focus your energy is the difference between moving forward and standing still. It's easy to fill your day with distractions and busy work that do not bring you closer to your goals. To build a life of success, you must become intentional about what deserves your attention and what does not. You have to decide what matters most in your life. What actions, tasks, or habits will push you toward the life you want. When you identify these priorities clearly, you begin to see time as a tool, not an obstacle. This mindset changes how you schedule your day, how you say no to certain things, and how you protect your focus. Most people let their time be taken by urgent but unimportant things. The rich understand that prioritizing what truly moves the needle requires discipline and sacrifice. Every morning you have a choice. You can fill your day reacting to demands that pull you in many directions, or you can plan your day around what brings you closer to your dream. The difference in results between these two approaches is huge. Planning with purpose means listing the activities that will help you grow, produce results, or learn. It means guarding those blocks of time fiercely so interruptions don't steal your momentum. When you learn to prioritize, you also learn to say no. Saying no is a skill that protects your time and your energy. It's not rude or selfish to refuse things that do not align with your goals. It's why you are responsible for the life you create. And that starts with managing what you say yes to. Every yes to a distraction is a no to your own growth. Being selective with your commitments is not easy, but it is necessary for success. The rich do not waste hours scrolling through social media or watching shows that do not inspire or educate them. They use their time to read, practice skills, network, and work on projects that add value. They understand that small daily actions, focused on priority tasks, compound into extraordinary results over time. Consistent progress beats occasional bursts of energy, followed by burnout and procrastination. Time management isn't about packing your schedule full. It's about removing what doesn't help and doubling down on what does. When you clear away distractions and give your full attention to a single task, your productivity rises and your stress falls. You gain a sense of control and accomplishment. This focused effort also creates momentum. Momentum makes the hard days easier and the impossible days possible. A big part of using time wisely is learning to recognize activities that feel urgent, but offer little real value. Emails, calls, meetings, social media alerts, they can steal your day if you allow them. Set boundaries for these interruptions. Check emails only a few times daily. Schedule meetings with clear agendas. Limit time spent on social media to moments that recharge you or connect you positively. Protect your work time like it's the most important appointment on your calendar. Because it is also important to set goals that are clear and measurable. Without a clear target, It's easy to drift through the day without knowing if you made progress. Set daily, weekly, and monthly goals that keep your purpose in focus. Break bigger goals into smaller, actionable steps that you can achieve consistently. This creates a roadmap and keeps you moving forward without getting overwhelmed. Tracking your time can reveal surprising truth. Many people think they are productive, but a detailed look shows hours spent on low-value tasks. Keep a log for a few days and be honest. This awareness is the first step toward change. Once you see where your time goes, you can start making conscious decisions to shift your focus toward what matters most. Use reminders and alarms to keep yourself accountable. Set specific time blocks for important work and commit to those. Avoid multitasking as it fragments your attention and decreases effectiveness. Instead, practice working in focused intervals, followed by short breaks. This technique keeps your mind fresh and your work sharp. You will get more done in less time by working smarter, not harder. Time spent on personal growth is never wasted. Reading books, listening podcasts, attending workshops, and learning new skills build the foundation for your future success. Prioritize this growth regularly and treat it like a necessary investment. When you improve yourself, your ability to use time wisely increases naturally because you gain clarity on your goals and how to reach them. Surround yourself with people who value their time and respect yours. Influence matters great. When you are around others who protect their time and focus on progress, you adopt those habits more easily. When you spend time with people who waste time, it becomes a challenge to maintain discipline. Choose your environment and relationships carefully to support your commitment to moving forward. Remember that rest is part of using time wisely. Productivity is not about pushing nonstop. Without rest, your mind and body wear down. Schedule time to recharge and recover fully. When you rest well, your energy, creativity, and decision-making improve. Treat rest as a vital part of your routine, not a luxury or an afterthought. When distractions pull at you, remind yourself of your priorities and goals. Ask, is this action moving me forward or holding me back? This question can snap you out of mindless habits and refocus your attention on what truly counts. It takes practice, but becomes easier the more you commit to it. Successful people understand that time is a currency. You can spend it on things that drain you or things that build you. Your choices create your outcomes. No one else can decide how you use your time. You have the power to make those decisions every single day. This power, when used well, transforms dreams into realities. Each day is an opportunity to invest time wisely or to waste. When you prioritize what moves you forward, you build momentum, confidence, and success. You create a life that reflects your highest values and deepest desires. Time is not your enemy. It is your most important ally when you treat it with respect and purpose. The journey of progress is made one wise choice after another about how you spend your hours. Number 9, surround yourself with winners who challenge your thinking daily. The people you spend time with shape your mindset and your future. Your circle either lifts you up or pulls you down. Surrounding yourself with winners means choosing those who push you to grow, who challenge your beliefs, and who inspire you to reach higher every single day. These are not just people who have success on paper. They are individuals who bring energy, motivation, and a drive to improve into your life. Their influence makes a difference in how you see yourself and what you believe is possible. Being around winners means having conversations that challenge your comfort zone. It means facing new ideas that stretch your understanding. It's not about agreeing all the time, but about being open to hearing perspectives that make you think harder. These challenges sharpen your mind and force you to reconsider old habits and beliefs. When you are comfortable with being challenged, you open the door to transformation. When you choose to spend your time with people who aim high, you adopt their habits and attitudes. Their daily actions become examples you follow naturally. This kind of environment fuels ambition and hard work. It also builds resilience, because winners know setbacks are part of the process. Instead of giving up, they learn, adapt, and keep pushing forward. This mindset becomes contagious when you are part of their group. Winners hold each other accountable. They don't let each other settle for less than what they are capable of. This accountability means you don't walk alone on your journey. You have support that keeps you honest and driven. It means that when doubts creep in, there is someone to remind you of your potential and the work you have already done. Accountability partners are crucial for staying consistent and committed. Choosing your circle carefully requires awareness and courage. You must be willing to step away from relationships that drain your energy or limit your growth. Sometimes this means letting go of old friendships or distancing yourself from people who are negative or complacent. It can feel uncomfortable at first, but it's necessary to make room for new connections that serve your highest purpose. Surrounding yourself with winners also means seeking out mentors and role models. These individuals have already walked the path you want to follow. They can provide guidance, advice, and wisdom that saves you from common mistakes. Learning from their experiences accelerates your progress and gives you confidence to face challenges. Look for people who not only achieved success, but did so with integrity and perseverance. Engage actively with your circle. Don't just be a passive participant. Share your goals, your struggles, and your wins openly. When you contribute to the group, you strengthen your own commitment. Being honest about where you are and where you want to go creates deeper connection. These connections become a source of encouragement and inspiration during difficult times. Winners challenge your thinking by asking tough questions. They don't accept excuses or half-hearted efforts. Their questions push you to reflect on your choices, your habits, and your mindset. This process can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary for growth. When you learn to welcome these challenges instead of avoiding them, you develop clarity and purpose. Regular interaction with winners sharpens your problem-solving skill. Their experience and insight expose you to different ways of overcoming obstacles. This expands your toolbox of strategies and ideas. You become more creative and resourceful in tackling your own challenges. The collective wisdom in a winning circle is a powerful resource you cannot find alone. A winning circle inspires action. Talk without action is empty. When you surround yourself with people who consistently take steps toward their goals, you are reminded that effort leads to progress. You start to mirror their discipline and consistency. Over time, this becomes part of your identity. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating momentum every day. Support within a group of winners goes beyond business or career success. It affects your emotional and mental health. Being around positive, driven people builds confidence and reduces feelings of isolation. You realize you are not alone in facing challenges. This sense of community is a strong motivator to keep moving forward, even when the path is tough. Winning circles challenge your limiting beliefs. Many people carry self-doubt and fears that hold them back. When you hear stories of others overcoming similar doubts, you begin to question your own. You learn that struggle is normal and success is possible. This shift in belief is powerful and often leads to breakthroughs in performance and mindset. Spending time with winners exposes you to opportunities you would otherwise miss. Their networks, knowledge, and experiences open doors. Invitations to new events, collaborations, or learning experiences often come through these connections. Being in the right circle puts you in a position to benefit from resources beyond your reach alone. The energy in a winning group is different. It's charged with optimism and possibility. This energy lifts your mood and sharpens your focus. It creates an environment where you want to give your best because you see others doing the same. This collective motivation becomes a force that propels everyone forward. To attract winners into your life, you must also bring value. Winning relationships are a two-way street. Be willing to support, encourage, and challenge others in return. This builds trust and deepens respect. When everyone contributes, the group grows stronger, and the benefits multiply for all members. Building a winning circle takes time. It requires intentional effort to seek out the right people and build meaningful connections. Join groups related to your goals. Attend events where motivated people gather, and be open to new friendships. Look beyond surface level and find those who share your vision and value. You grow as fast as the people you surround yourself with. If you want to raise your level, raise your circle. Let go of relationships that hold you back and invest in those that stretch you. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your habits, attitudes. Being challenged daily is uncomfortable, but necessary. It pushes you out of your comfort zone and forces growth. Winners understand this and embrace the discomfort because it leads to progress. When you choose to surround yourself with these people, you build a mindset of strength and flexibility that prepares you for any challenge. The influence of a winning circle lasts a lifetime. It creates lasting habits, attitudes, and connections that serve you in every area of life. These relationships teach you how to think bigger, act bolder, and believe stronger. They inspire you to become the best version of yourself day after day. Number 10. Measure progress by effort, not by immediate success signs. Success is not a moment or a trophy that arrives all at once. It is a process built on consistent effort and dedication, often without immediate rewards. The real measure of progress comes from how much work you put in every day, not from the instant results you see. Too many people get discouraged when they don't see quick wins or obvious signs of success. This attitude blocks the path forward because it focuses on outcomes instead of actions. Effort is something within your control. You decide how much time, energy, and focus you give to your goals. Success can feel distant or slow when you wait for external approval or visible signs that things are working. Instead, the real foundation of achievement is built quietly by the work you do behind the scenes. Every small step, every task completed, and every moment spent learning is progress in its purest form. Waiting for success to show itself can cause frustration and doubt. It's easy to start questioning whether the hard work is worth it. But when you shift your focus to effort, you give yourself credit for what you control. That focus creates a mindset of responsibility and persistence. You stop blaming circumstances or waiting for luck. You begin to see each action as valuable, regardless of immediate outcomes. Effort is the engine that drives all success stories. People who achieve lasting results don't rely on luck or quick wins. They rely on discipline and consistent work. They wake up every day ready to do what is required, even when the results are invisible. This approach builds momentum over time. Momentum is powerful because it carries you through times when motivation fades. Success is often hidden in the details of daily work. It comes from the discipline of doing what others avoid. It comes from pushing forward when no one is watching. These efforts accumulate silently but steadily, forming the groundwork for breakthroughs. Your commitment to consistent effort separates you from those who quit too soon. Immediate success signs can be misleading. They can create false confidence or lead you to give up if they don't appear. Sometimes progress feels slow because you are building a foundation that will support bigger achievements later. Focus on what you can do daily to improve, learn, and grow. These actions are reliable indicators of future success. Effort also builds character. Each time you push yourself, you develop resilience and confidence. You learn how to face challenges and keep going without external validation. This inner strength is more valuable than any trophy or recognition. It prepares you for the inevitable ups and downs of any journey. Tracking your effort means setting clear, manageable goals for your daily actions. It means asking yourself if you did your best work today, regardless. This shifts your mindset from outcome-based to process-based thinking. Instead of asking, did I win? You ask, did I improve? This simple change keeps you moving forward even when progress is not obvious. Effort creates a sense of control and ownership. When you measure progress by how hard you try, you empower yourself to make changes and adjust your approach. If you see a day where your effort fell short, you can commit to doing better tomorrow. This builds a growth mindset that embraces challenges as opportunities to improve. Expecting immediate success can cause impatience and impulsive decisions. People often give up or switch directions too quickly because they want fast results. This stops progress and wastes time. Measuring effort encourages patience and strategic thinking. It reminds you that meaningful change requires time and steady work. Effort also encourages humility. It reminds you that success is a journey and not an entitlement. No matter how talented or skilled you are, consistent effort is necessary to reach your goal. This attitude keeps you grounded and hungry for improvement. The way you feel about your effort shapes your emotional state. When you focus on giving your best, you feel proud and motivated regardless of immediate outcomes. This positive emotion fuels more effort, creating a cycle of progress. Conversely, focusing only on results can lead to discouragement and handout. Effort is also a language you speak to yourself and others. It shows commitment and seriousness about your goals. When you consistently put in hard work, people notice. This builds trust and opens opportunities that are not available to those who only chase quick wins. Learning to value effort over immediate success requires changing your definition of progress. Progress is not just winning or losing. It is the sum of your daily choices, actions, and attitude. Each day you commit effort, you build a foundation for long-term achievement. Measuring progress by effort keeps you focused on what matters most: your growth and your habits. It prevents you from being distracted by temporary setbacks or shiny distractions. This focus strengthens your ability to persevere when times get tough. The truth is, success is rarely instant. It is earned through repeated actions over time. Effort is the steady hand guiding you forward. When you look back months or years from now, the days you gave your best effort will be the moments that define your success. Effort is a reliable indicator because it is consistent and controllable. Success can be unpredictable, and unknown factors can delay visible results. By measuring effort, you create a stable foundation that no circumstance can shake. Appreciating effort also helps you celebrate small wins. When you recognize the effort you put in, you acknowledge your own progress. This builds confidence and motivates you to keep moving forward. Effort builds habits. Repeating actions daily builds automatic responses that lead to success. Habits formed by effort eventually require less energy to maintain, making progress sustainable. Choosing to measure progress by effort changes your relationship with your goal. You no longer fear failure or uncertainty. Instead, you trust the process and commit to consistent work. This trust builds mental toughness and long-term motivation. The people who reach their goals fastest are those who focus on effort, not instant signs of success. They know that effort compounds. They know that small, consistent actions produce big results over time. Effort allows you to learn from experience. When you evaluate your work honestly, you discover what works and what doesn't. This knowledge guides smarter decisions and increases your chances of success. If you let immediate results dictate your feelings, you become vulnerable to discouragement. When you focus on effort, your self-worth is based on your dedication, not outcome. This builds emotional strength and stability. Effort is a lifelong investment in yourself. It builds skills, character, and opportunities. The daily work you commit to shapes your future in ways you may not immediately see. Progress is a journey measured in effort. When you make effort your benchmark, you build a strong foundation for every goal. You take control of your success by focusing on what you can give every day instead of what you get back instantly. The real power of measuring progress by effort is that it teaches you to keep going. It builds patience and confidence. It transforms setbacks into lessons and doubts into determination. This mindset changes everything about your approach to success. Your effort is a gift to your future self. The consistent hard work you put in now creates the life you want. That is the real secret behind lasting achievement.